this time of year, we should be giving thanks, but today I'm going to be giving you a confession. It's November 1st. I've already got Mariah on repeat and about 15 Christmas totes sitting in the back room.
Mariah already? Love her. But there's a thing, it's a December thing because I'm all about the real tree. And that tree doesn't go up till like sometime between December 10th and the 15th. Love the needles, love the sap, love the smell. But I don't want to start it in November.
You know why you like the real tree?
Why?
Because you're the real deal.
Aw.
My tree is like my ADHD. Thank you very much. Big and excessive and bright and blazing for about 6 weeks. And then it all gets stuffed into a box until I'm comfortable to bring it back out again. Today, we're talking turkey, but mostly Thanksgiving, where gratitude meets a gravy boat load of invisible labor and everyone's pretending this is fine. This is Angry on the Inside, the podcast for women with ADHD who are trying to survive the holidays without setting something on fire. Literally. I'm Jess.
And I'm Jeannine. Why am I laughing when I say that? It sounds really funny. One more time. And so we're two women diagnosed late in life with ADHD who spent decades thinking our chaos was just a seasonal personality trait.
We aren't doctors and we aren't therapists, but we are certified ADHD life coaches. And for this bonus episode, we are the calm before the family storm.
We just have a lot of feelings about holidays and about asking for help without wanting to crawl into a bowl.
Grab your stretchy pants and your favorite fork. Today, we're giving thanks. Thanksgiving starts calm, cozy, and somehow turns into a full-scale logistics operation.
If your joy is a ridiculous mountain of sides with two friends, do that. If the turkey is a headache, buy it cooked. Presence matters more than the perfect menu.
Some people are die-hard Thanksgiving before Christmas, turkey before the tree kind of people, and that's totally cool. Other people, like me, November 1 rolls around, and if I can get those Halloween decorations down and back in the garage, you can bet your ass I'm trying to pull that Christmas tree back inside the house for the year. I have a few random Thanksgiving items that fit into like a half of a storage box that I try to make sure that I set out along with the Christmas decoration.
Well, I love it. I'm a bit of a sadist, I guess. I love all the cooking. I will get up at 6 a.m. and, not go to bed until midnight. I know that my back's probably going to hurt because I've been on my feet all day. I just love to cook anyway, but I just really love that there is something really great about it. There's not the pressure. It's just a great time. They don't expect you to have your house decorated. You don't have to worry about the presents. You don't have to worry about, I think there's just, it's to me much more relaxing.
Freaking love that for you. I so love that for you. That's not the way we kind of rode with it. For my Thanksgivings as a kid, I was from a divorced family. It's one day where you have to split the families. And then my kids, for them, when we lived in Ohio, it was 4 Thanksgivings. You know how like you see 4 Christmases, but you get like 2 days to go across it? Yeah, for us, it was like 4 Thanksgivings. And so it made it where you never quite got to actually enjoy any of the food because you never managed to get anywhere at the right time to get the food. So it was literally a case when I lived in Ohio, when we would start out Thanksgiving or Christmas Eve, we would go to Waffle House and get something to eat. And shout out to my Waffle House people. We love you. Thank you for working the holidays. I try to always make sure that we give extra on the tips if we have it, whenever possible, for people working on the holidays. It
Definitely.
help so much for others in ways that people might not realize. But like I was saying, every year I ate Waffle House to start the day because that was the only meal I knew I was going to be able to get that was hot and wasn't picked over. So to me, it was always kind of like stressful. What drains me for Thanksgiving is probably the equivalent of what lifts you up and what you look forward to. It's just the opposite end of the scale. But what would drain me so much about Thanksgiving is all the travel. Like I would have to go from place to place to place and with 3 kids.
Yeah.
That's fucking exhausting. Kind of takes the fun out.
It sounds draining. And actually, instead of a sense of abundance, it feels like it was almost like the opposite. You were lucky if you got the scraps by the time you got to someone's house.
All you people out there who have Thanksgiving coming up and that ADHD overwhelm that might be sneaking up around the corner. The idea is we want to make this fun and make sure that everybody has a good time. Let's talk about keeping the fun parts and getting rid of the rest. Jeannine, she did mention a pre-made pie, and though it won't make it into the edit, right after she said pre-made pie, she did say, ew, ew.
Good.
Yeah. So Jeannine, apparently not a fan of pre-made pies. Do you make your own pies?
No, that is one thing. I'm not great at baking. So lucked out for like 10 years. We had, before we moved, we had dinner with another family and she loved to bake. So she was always responsible for bringing dessert.
Jeannine, we should have met each other 20 years ago because I am a dessert gal. I am on point with the baking.
Because you're a baker. I thought when my name was Baker, I'd be a baker. Maybe that's a good thing I gave the name up because I'm not a baker. And they do say is a difference. You can either kind of cook or bake. It's like algebra and geometry. You get one or the other.
I agree because I can't freestyle. So I'm with the metrics and how to make something the same over and over again.
And that's the key to good baking. It's science, very precise. Yeah.
So with delegating some stuff, we do have the option of pre-made turkeys. Plenty of grocery stores sell baskets or boxes at very reasonable prices. And most people aren't that great at making turkeys. If you're not that great at making turkey and you find it overwhelming, get one of the pre-made ones and heat that puppy up. Focus on your sides if that's what you like. But make sure that your list is actually including some shit that you enjoy rather than just the stuff that you have to do. What do you actually want from the day? I know for a fact, Jeannine, she loves her some Thanksgiving. And even from our intro, you already know she likes to go all out. Lots of planning, and she is on top of it. I myself, Thanksgiving, kind of an overwhelming holiday. Not a huge fan. I think we both get in positions where we were overloaded and we can kind of see those. But the idea is what do you want from the actual day? What are the things that are actually important to you? What are the parts that you actually enjoy? When we think about it, for me, I've learned over the years, presence, not perfection. I'm going to do everything I can to let that go. I can let it go. Jeannine, is there anything that, like, from your repertoire that used to be a bit overwhelming, but now you've sort of shifted out of that gear?
I still take on too much. Like still the cooking, as I said, delegate the desserts, delegate the hors d'oeuvres. But I used to, want like the tablescape to be perfect and would drive myself crazy every year having a theme, what it would look like. First of all, being impulsive with my money, buying stuff I only used once. But finally, then my son one time offered, like, do you want help with that? And I magically said yes. And so then it was actually became a really nice tradition with us is that would be something that we would do together every year. I used to be so stressed out, things have to be perfect. Once I let go of things have to be perfect and let someone help me, that part became much more relaxing is to let them be part of it. And usually too, people want to be part of it. I don't think most people really want to just sit around and watch somebody work their ass off. I mean, maybe some, but I think most people want to have a part of it or be helpful. And when you're constantly telling them, no, I've got it, I've got it, I've got it. And then as we know, then you become resentful because you're the only one doing it. Yeah. You get what you want. No one's going to help you. And then you're resentful that no one's helping you. Here's a line that you can steal. Thank you. I need a hand. And I think they really appreciate being involved.
Simple, short task. If you have a lot of neurodiverse people in your family, identified or not, simple, short task.
Exactly.
That's the way to stay away from overwhelm.
Think about the football families, those who are always watching the traditional football games on Thanksgiving is even those folks can help you. It's halftime. Hey, go take the trash out or go put the drinks in the fridge or what have you. Everyone can get involved somehow. It's quick, it's simple, but it actually makes things less stressful for you.
Something I used to ask the boys just on a regular basis if I needed something, my sons, they'd be playing video games. And I'd say, is this a pausable game? So that way I knew if they could actually pause it or not, because I didn't want to stress them out by interrupting them right in the middle of a battle or something and them not being able to stop, and then they get all pissy and shit. So that's one thing for your boys. But the same thing can be said about any game, TV, whatever going on. Most people nowadays, it's pausable and they're getting what they want on their day. Ask everybody what they actually want out of the day. If you guys are spending time together on the day, what do you actually want? Do you actually want a turkey? Maybe you don't. Maybe the kids don't. Maybe everybody just wants a bunch of sides and a turkey sandwich. Who knows?
Actually, most people, I think, like the sides more than the turkey. How many people really like the turkey?
I absolutely love the sides. It's also important to remember and give thanks that as our families evolve and change, people have different expectations for holidays. And the idea is enjoying one another and being together. There's so many things I want to say about Christmas, but I'm going to stay true to this Thanksgiving theme. You're making it hard, Jeannine.
Only thing is, though, is Christmas, you have your moment. You freaking actually have a whole month. And I love me. I love Christmas. Absolutely love it. But you got a whole month.
I love me that dopamine. I love me that Christmas dopamine. That hopamine. How do we talk about the people who annoy you at the holidays? Let's start setting some expectations, right? Holiday mask mode says, do everything, please everyone. No. Pick the version of the day you can actually enjoy. For me, it's minimum viable Thanksgiving. One dish I like, people who are kind, and a clear end time. Everything else is pretty much optional for me.
What if your good Thanksgiving is everyone fed and no one cried in the gravy? That's a win, don't you think? Predict your triggers because they're going to come, especially if you've got family coming over. Is it that it's too much noise, too many people, you haven't slept because you've been staying up too late trying to make everything perfect? Did you travel? And that's sometimes not fun. Just plan in those buffers, that time aside in the morning just to relax, spend it with yourself. Maybe instead of inviting the entire family, only invite some of the family. It's not that you're not bailing out on anybody. You're just budgeting your energy, which can get really sapped this time of year.
Sometimes you can't control who's coming to the house for Thanksgiving or who you're going to be around for Thanksgiving. And that doesn't mean we can't set up boundaries. Does your uncle piss you off every year at the Thanksgiving table by talking about religion and politics? Well, let's try to do something about that. What would be an option?
We can set the rule. No politics, no religion, none of those red hot button issues that get, family members going. And I love the idea, Jess, that you were talking about the other day of the conversation starters. Games or even the things you can get online, they're actually fun. Sounds like icebreaker stuff people don't like in their corporate training, but interesting if it's family to ask, what's your favorite childhood memory?
I think that it's different than like the training. Cause I know as a neurodiverse community, like when we have to do the training and we have to like do those cards, I think we don't like that because we are having to try to make some type of small talk that we think is going to be acceptable in front of people who are coworkers. This is different. This is family. We know that the bulk of us, we're not too into small talk, but we all love a random ass conversation about a hyperfixation. That's a nice way to use those cards. And if you can't buy the cards, just look them up online, print them out, handwrite them out, toss them on the table, and just tell everybody, hey, we're going to try something different this year. We're not going to go around and figure out what we're thankful for, because if everybody's verbally saying what they're thankful for, depending on your crowd, some people might get angry, some people might get jealous, some people might feel uncomfortable. So let's talk about some random ass shit. I think that's a great way to spend the time shoving food in your face and talking about like petrified dinosaur poop. I don't know. Let's talk about some alternative Thanksgivings. A limited family day. It's a thing. 2 or 3 people, simple food, hard stop. That counts.
Or you don't have to host this year. If you're the one who always hosts, someone else can host. You can just be a guest. Bring your joy. You won't be exhausted. It'll be an enjoyable day for you.
Bring your joy. Bring your own plastic disposable containers to take those leftovers. Head out a little early, go home. make it a leftover movie marathon, and call that thriving. Small doesn't equal less. We tag everything on in excess, and we are excessive people, but there are other things we can do to get those bumps of dopamine. We don't have to spend every last dime that we have, and we don't have to run ourselves ragged. It's just not necessary. We gotta give ourselves permission to not be perfect, but also to actually enjoy the frickin' day. We don't want to be the people that 20 years from now, they say, oh, there's no pictures of Jessica and Jeannine. Why are there no pictures? Oh, because
We don't remember grandma. She was that lady in the kitchen. No.
I want to be the remembered grandma. We had this weird ass conversation because she had these freaking cards and I thought they were going to be stupid, but they were actually pretty good. That makes a difference. It really does. And even if it doesn't go exactly the way you plan with the stuff you try to implement, it's okay. If you know it's okay, if you're comfortable with it being okay, it really will be okay.
Wherever you are, whether you're the host or hiding away, we hope that you find a pocket of calm that actually feels like yours.
And if your Thanksgiving table happens to be at a diner, a movie theater, or at the booth in the corner, enjoy the meal and thank the people working so the rest of us get to breathe a little easier this Thanksgiving.
This isn't about performance or perfection. It's about peace, pie, and permission to rest.
I love pie.
I do too. Happy Thanksgiving, friends. We'll see you next time on Angry on the Inside.
They weren't there, they weren't around, they were taking care of other things, or they were the ones that were always behind the camera. Those types of things suck. I want to be remembered by my kids, my grandkids. I don't want them to just be like, oh, grandma was in the kitchen.